Welcome to our stoichiometry class. In this class, we shall be considering stoichiometry involving chemical reactions. Prior before this class, you ought to know how to balance a chemical equation. You also need to understand the topic type of reactions. Well, if you don't know any of this, it will not be a problem in this course, but you can go and watch our video on type of reaction to get this basic knowledge. This is Gifted Brain, aka Saizu, first in Africa, sixth in the world. And under this study, you are considered to you are required to write a chemical equation. And look at this example now. Calculate the number of moles and mass of calcium chloride that can be obtained from 25 grams of limestone in the presence of excess hydrogen chloride. And the first thing I'm supposed to do is to write out my chemical equation. That's just written below here. The next thing now to do is to mark out the two substances we shall be relating in this question. The first of all is to calculate the number of moles and mass of calcium chloride. So I'm going to be marking out this as the required. I start it, and then again that can be obtained from what? Limestone. So I'm going to mark again limestone. This is a given. You ought to know this. I'm going to split my screen into two, so to do some calculations. And the another thing you need to write here is that here you are given 1 mole from the coefficient here. This is 1 mole. 1 mole of calcium tricarbonate 4. Again, we have 1 mole of calcium, 1 mole of calcium chloride. Yes. And now 1 mole of calcium tricarbonate 4 is used to obtain 1 mole of calcium chloride. This is what is obtained from the chemical equation. The next thing you are going to do, this is the first thing always to do. The next thing you have to do is to look at what is given to you. You are given 25 grams of limestone. 25 grams of limestone. This is limestone. So I need to calculate the molar mass of limestone. Molar mass of limestone, molar mass, is just calcium is 40 plus carbon is 12, and then oxygen is 16 multiplied by 3. So at the end of the day, if I evaluate this, I'm going to get 100 grams. So again is to look for the mole of limestone. Now why am I looking for mole? Because come back here again, we are considering mole, 1 mole, 1 mole. So everything here is in mole. So I need to calculate the mole of what is given to me. And the mole is mass over molar mass. Remember, so mass is just 25 over molar mass, which is just 100. And there we get 0.25. Remember I said that mole is just mass all over molar mass. And so that's all. So this 0.25 I've gotten is the mole given to us from the 25 gram. The question says, so this is 0.25 mole of calcium tricarbonate 4. So I'm asked to the question is, what's the mole of calcium chloride? Well, like we said earlier, if 1 mole gave 1 mole of calcium tricarbonate 4, this is limestone, gave 1 mole of calcium chloride, obviously 0.25 mole of calcium tricarbonate 4 will also give what? 0.25 mole of calcium chloride. I'm done with the first question. If this is the only question I'm giving, I think I'm done. So A, I've answered the question A. 0.25 mole of calcium chloride is obtained. The next question is the B part. The B part says we should obtain the mass of the limestone. If I'm asked to get the mass, I just need to say that mole again is equal to mass all over molar mass. So now the question is, what is the mass of the calcium chloride? Obviously mass will be equal to molar mass multiplied by mole. The mole is given already, is obtained already, but I need to get the mass. Mass of calcium chloride, mass of calcium chloride is just simply calcium is 40, chlorine is 35.5 multiply by 2. So at the end of the day, this will give us 111 gram. So I just need to use that here. 111 multiplied by 0.25, which is the mole obtained for calcium chloride. So at the end of the day, I will have 27.75 gram. So that's all about this question. A very easy one. Let's consider example 2. Example 2 says, how many grams of water can be formed if 0.4 gram of hydrogen reacts with enough quantity of oxygen? Like I said earlier again, the first thing to do is to write out the equation. After writing out your chemical equation, the next thing to do is to mark out the given and the required. How many grams of water would be formed? So I'm asked to obtain this. If 0.4 gram of hydrogen, so I'm given this 0.4 gram of hydrogen. I will split my bond again into 2, and again write 2 mole of hydrogen, 2 mole of hydrogen. I'm getting this from the equation, 2 mole of hydrogen, H2, forms 2 mole of water, 2 mole of water. The next thing I need to do again is to calculate from what is given to me. I'm given 0.4 gram of hydrogen, 0.4 gram of hydrogen. A very easy one. Get the mass, the mole of hydrogen, mole. The mole of hydrogen is just equal to mass over molar mass. The mass is 0.4 again, and the molar mass is 2. Molar mass is 2 because, of course, you see that this hydrogen. Hydrogen is 1 times 2. That will give us 2. That's the molar mass. So from here, what we have is 0.2 mole of H2, hydrogen gas. And so the next thing I will just simply do, why am I calculating again? Why am I calculating the mole of hydrogen gas? It is because in this, whatever we've written here is in mole. We have 2 mole of hydrogen gas. We have 2 mole of water. So the mass given to me must be converted to mole. So now I have 0.2 mole of hydrogen gas, from which is what is given in the question, to give me what? Now, recall again that 2 mole of hydrogen gas gave us 2 mole of water. So obviously, 0.2 mole of hydrogen gas will also give us what? 0.2 mole of water. Water. So that's all. So I've gotten the mole of water. But unfortunately, we are not asked to get the mole of water. We are asked to get mass of water. So I can say that 0.2 mole of water is formed. 0.2 mole of water, H2O, let me use that, H2O, is formed. Hence, again, to not get the mass of water, remember that mole is mass over molar mass. So instead of using the E sign, I will use equal to. So let me just change it to equal to. Also, on cross multiplying, you can now say that mass is equal to what? The mole multiplied by the molar mass. Molar mass. So at the end of the day, we can easily say that the molar mass of water is just given as hydrogen is 2, so 2 times 1 plus the oxygen, which is 16. So at the end of the day, we have 18 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of water. So just put that here. We have 0.2 now times 18. So our answer will just be equal to, so that's that. We'll be taking more examples in our part 2. Thank you.